Ace, how's it going, man? Welcome.
Going good. Thank you for having me. This is awesome. I love it. I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, it's really good to have you. It's been a it's been like I don't even know how long it's been since I think we started talking. Do you remember? Cuz I don't.
I don't know. I mean, actually, what's today? So Saturday will be officially 9 months as affiliate on
Mhm.
Twitch. So my Twitch sub baby, it's don't know my Twitch baby,
It's
whatever
your
you want to
sub
call it.
baby.
That's my Twitch baby.
Your Twitch baby.
So yeah, I don't know because I know I met you I think through Fred. And then I think through Fred, you got to see some of my channels. So I think sometime between there, so it's probably been at least 6 months, I want to say, since we first met, at least through my chat, and then through Fred, I was able to check out your streams as well. So
Yeah. Man, Fred is I feel like if we did one of those like maps, where you have a cork board and you put
mhm.
all the pictures up and then you tack them up and you run string to make all the connections, Fred's
I know,
like almost dead in the center.
I
And
know.
so
I
for
think yeah, because when I first started like thinking about streaming and getting into streaming, like, I didn't know about it. I think I've told you this story before. I think when, you were doing the 24-hour,
yeah,
charity thing,
yeah.
I actually found out about Lego on Twitch through a Facebook group, from, like, April B's husband of all people, because I was asking him about where he got the Lego Discovery Shuttle already. And,
Hmm.
he's like, "Oh, my wife actually is, like, recognized LEGO Fan Media, and she streams on Twitch." And so from there, I went and, met April, and then from April, met Fred. From Fred, got to meet all, like, of these, like, Vader's Fist community, which is, like, heavy, heavy, heavy Star Wars vibe. So, got to know all of them really well, um, and then just kinda went from there, really.
Yeah, that's that's really cool that you found the Lego community through just kind of this weird like it was a Facebook group, right? So
Yeah.
uh before that, what was like your relationship with Twitch? Have you ever like did you were you even on the platform at all watching?
I was watching and I would watch, the larger content creators like, Dr. Disrespect. Uh, what he who should not be named, I guess, is this. Can we even
Yeah.
say his name on Twitch and not get in trouble?
Uh
Uh,
I mean,
who
I don't
knows?
know. I
I
actually
don't
I
know.
actually don't know about that. Dare
Um,
you? Dare you
I don't
do it?
know. I said it, so we'll see. We'll see if you get
Yeah.
muted, right? And then, like Shroud and stuff like that. But
Right.
for the most part, like it's funny if you look at my Twitch history.
Mhm.
I had, like, attempted to stream through, like, the GeForce Experience app.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and that was I didn't know anything about streaming, and then,
Yeah.
you look way, way, way back, like, a year and something or more ago, I have, like, 2 viewers or something like
Yeah.
that. And then my timeline then all of a sudden is when I actually start to be consistent in my content and what I do. That's when, things start to make sense in a analytics perspective, sort of speaking. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, really before really getting into Lego, before getting into streaming, I really wasn't on the platform that much.
Okay. So you're just kind of here and there, maybe checking it out once in a while, but
Yeah.
not really dedicated to it. So when you learned that like Lego was a thing on Twitch,
Mhm.
was that where you instantly jumped to, or did you try other things before going right to Lego?
No, I mean, I kind of knew that that's what I wanted to do because I mean, you see behind me is just it's stacks and stacks and stacks of shame. Lego upon Lego. My wife calls me a hoarder, and but no, I mean, I have a really good gaming rig, so I can play games on my nights off and stuff, but Lego
Right.
is one of my passions, and I enjoy, sharing that and having fun building and, sharing that with others too, so I
Yeah.
think that's, it's just something I really enjoy doing.
That's awesome. So did you have like the dark ages like some of us did, or were you always into Lego?
Yeah, and man, I regret selling before, like literally like a few months before, maybe a month or two before I started streaming. I sold a bunch of really cool sets. I should have sent you pictures now that I thought about it.
Mm,
Um, like yeah, the space sets, the explorer sets with the big spacecraft, the aliens, like the Lego systems
mhm.
sets, I think they're called. I don't know the history from the early 90s. I do have this guy. Hold on, let me see. This is the first Lego set I ever owned.
Oh my god. I had that same set.
And I could not bring myself to get rid of this M-Tron. I had some Black Tron ones too that I sold,
Yeah.
but from this area, I had a ton of sets. A
Yeah.
ton of sets. Did I ever tell you the story of how I got this?
I know this story, but actually I
Okay.
think it's a great story to tell. So I think you should maybe like
All
tell.
right.
So
Yeah, I haven't told this in a long time
yeah, Ace,
actually.
how did you get into Lego? Because this is
Okay.
a good story.
So it started in kindergarten. I don't know what I was doing. I was being a stupid little kid making
Mhm.
some craft of some kind. And I went to go staple something, and I was holding it with one hand, and then apparently my finger was underneath the stapler, and I went whack, and then right staple through my finger.
Yeah.
Went to the principal's office. They called my parents, said that you have to come pick him up, and then my mom apparently had called the doctor. The doctor said, just pull the staple out with pliers. Like, don't come in, don't go anywhere, just pull the staple out.
Oh my god.
So apparently my dad came pick me up, but apparently on the way home, he had stopped and picked up this Lego set. So after he yanked the staple out of my finger, he's like, "Here you go. Here's a Lego set."
Oh my god.
And
So did it work? Did it like
I guess. I mean, I don't. You know what's funny things too is I told that story, and I think
uh-huh.
my mom was watching Twitch because actually I told this story on a podcast I had done. I sent the link to my parents, and my mom was like, I still have that staple." I was just like, "Are you
What?
kidding me?" My mom still has the staple
Oh my
from my
god.
finger from
How does she
kindergarten.
even store something like that?
I
Like
don't
was
know.
that
It's like
is this in a scrapbook or is this
it's in
just
like a
like
little
in a little
scrapbook. It's
yeah.
got to be in a scrapbook. So I don't know. That's how I got into Lego, and then from there, bought some castle sets, other alien sets. Again, all these other sets I've sold now, unfortunately, and
Yeah.
this is like the one remaining set that I kept. I wish I would have kept some of the other ones to share with everyone and build on screen, but
Yeah.
it didn't fit my current interest. And like you said, at a certain point, you kind of fell off. I got more into like video games, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo 64. And so
Right.
I wasn't really interested in building Lego. I was interested in, getting N64 games or, I really got into the Xbox and achievement hunting thing. So really more interested in that. And then it wasn't
Yeah.
until, honestly, it may not have been until the latest set I just did. I just finished that UCS Slave One. I don't know
Mhm.
what made me see this, like where I found this or how I saw it. I was like, oh my God, Lego is making these huge sets like this and it's Star
Yeah.
Wars. And I was like super into Star Wars. Like, I didn't even know about this, because I was
Mm,
so out of the loop on everything Lego.
yeah.
And so I saw that set, immediately bought it. And like I said, I've been hanging on to it forever. Um, and then everything now with Book of Boba Fett, I was like, this is a perfect time to build this set. And so it's awesome. I posted a reel to my Instagram. I made a shelf, a little shelf of like every single, I have the original slave one, the UCS slave one, the Boba Fett Starship slave one, and then the Boba Fett helmet bust that I modified all in the same Billy bookshelf now.
Wow. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw I saw that post. How I guess my question is like of the percentage of sets that you own, how many of those are actually Star Wars? If you were to guess, because I mean, obviously, if for people that do know you, they know that
Yeah.
you're a big Star Wars fan. People that
Yeah.
don't know you do.
Mhm. I would say that mean, I have a lot of Lego ideas and stuff like that. Of the cooler ones, like behind me, I have the Lego Titanic, which is now hidden by the cat tower. Um, but I'd say at least 75% are probably Star
Wow.
Wars related sets.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
that.
it's a
That's
lot.
actually that sounds about right. I was going to guess around 80, but
Yeah.
that's still pretty significant. And do you? I guess of those, do you have one that is probably most special to you?
Mm.
Uh, Maybe
Well,
more than the others.
I mean, it's not official Lego, but that Darth Vader bust, that
Yeah.
one, that just looks cool.
Yeah.
That went up for sale with bricks on Bricker Builds, like,
Yeah.
around Black Friday. It's
Right.
right there.
Yeah. You can see it in the background
Yeah, you
there.
can see that
It's
thing.
it's very like omnipresent in the
Mm,
background there. Like
yeah.
it's huge because it's life size, right?
Yeah, like, I mean, there's clips of me wearing the Vader helmet. Now I don't wanna speak of what I did with the Vader helmet to the Lego thing, but you can go check out my clips if you wanna see that. Um, but yeah, no, it's literally like one to one. Um, it wasn't the most fun
Yeah.
build, as Brooks O'Brien had told me. He said it's not easy, and I didn't believe him. And then all of a sudden, I'm building this thing. I'm like, okay, maybe he was right for once.
For once,
Yeah.
obviously.
But it's really cool. I mean, I really like that one. One of them I really, really want to build that was kind of on like one of the ones I knew I had to get eventually is the Superstar Destroyer.
Yeah.
It's the one that's like 4 feet long, basically, probably about similar length to Titanic.
Yeah.
That one's sitting on a shelf back there too. But I can't put the plan for that was to display it where all those boxes are behind me back there. So I can't build that until I've built those other ones.
Wait, so is that really the only thing stopping you from doing
No. I mean,
that?
I made a shelf and you can't see it. I literally made a shelf on the other side of a beam behind me
Right.
to be able to put the Titanic on. When the Titanic came out, I was like, okay, I need to get this set, or I want to get this set. Where am I going to put it? And so I actually had to drop down from this beam because the beam was only 17 inches tall or like
Mhm.
16 or something, and you need 18 inches clear.
Mhm.
So I dropped it down by about 1.5 inches. So I have 18 inches clear, and the shelf sticks out about 12 inches, and it's just like screwed into this glulam beam. I mean, it's not going to go anywhere. The shelf is not falling down. So it could
Yeah.
support a ton of weight probably. Um, but for now, it's just storing more Lego boxes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive, man.
Yeah. So unfortunately, once I build the Titanic, you won't be able to see it behind me or anything. But um, I mean, I don't know, I'll just take a picture of it where it is, and if someone wants to see it, I'll press a button and bring it up or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So, one thing that I've been meaning to ask you, and I
Mhm.
I know I've heard this by hearing you talk about it in other places, but I don't think a lot of people in your even your own community really know, maybe they do, the history of the name Amish Ace. And so I felt like this was a good time to ask about the story of like where does the name Amish Ace come from?
Yeah. See, now would be a great time to have the picture. I have the picture that my friends saw on Facebook that sparked this, and I'll get to that in a second.
Mhm.
So, way back in the day when I was a little kid, I was actually into building models. I would build, like, I have a model still of a SR 71 Blackbird, various jet aircraft, so, Hornets, stuff like that. Um, so I would actually build those models, and those models you had to, cut the pieces out, you had to glue them on, then you had to paint them and all that stuff. So it wasn't like Lego where it would come together all nice. So I was always into jets, aircraft, that sort of thing. So
Mhm.
every time I got like a high score on a video game back in like the Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Pizza Arcade days, I'd always enter Ace for like Ace Pilot. So
Right?
fast forward to college and the invention of Xbox Live, you can have these things called gamer tags now, right?
Right.
But it has to be unique across the entire world. Of course, Ace was taken. So I was like, well, what the hell am I gonna do now? So I come up with something that I think is cool. That's apocalyptic Ace. I don't know. I thought it was cool at the time.
Right.
Um, so that's what I had for the longest time, and no one could ever pronounce apocalyptic, so everyone just called me Ace anyway. Um, so then, in college, you get lazy and you grow out your facial hair. So I grew out my beard, my hair when it was still growing like crazy. It was like this huge fro, and then I took a picture of myself and I like sent it to my friends because like this is right when Facebook came out, so you could add your gamer buddies to Facebook,
Mhm.
that sort of thing. And they were like, "Oh, dude, you look like someone from like that's Amish. You should totally change your gamer tag to Amish Ace." And I was like, you know what? That sounds like a pretty cool idea. So that's what I've been since then. And I've I've changed it like once in the past, but I always like would gravitate back to that
Mhm.
name.
Mhm.
And so I changed it back. And unfortunately on Twitch, I'm pretty sure I had signed up with that name with maybe my college email. Um,
Oh no.
and I can't get Twitch to remove it. So the Amish underscore Ace is taken. Amish Ace with no space is also taken. Both are inactive accounts. So I don't know. I guess I got to complain to Twitch some more, see if I can get
Right.
them removed. And it'd be nice to just not have the extra underscore because there's been I think I've lost count. I can't count on the sing my two hands how many times people have misrated me or something
Mhm.
because of the extra underscore.
I actually saw that happen in real time earlier. I think it was
Yeah,
last week. Someone went to raid you and they totally forgot to do like the what I would call the trailing, you know, underscore there.
I know.
And
Yeah,
man, I hope you get it. I hope that you'll eventually get Amish Ace without the underscore at the end, or even I don't know if you even want the one
I
with
would
no
prefer
underscores.
I would prefer the one with just one underscore, just because all my socials are already set up that way. Um, I always liked having a space between Amish and Ace, but then again, you get to Twitch and everyone's like, you don't want to have the underscore. The underscore doesn't look professional. That sort of thing is what I've heard.
Right.
So I don't want I would have either one at this point.
Bricks O'Brien in chat said the best names are the ones that are bestowed upon you. So
Yeah.
that's 100% a great point. And
Hmm.
I mean, if you could change your name now, would you?
Hmm.
Like, I mean, obviously you can, but would you
Yeah.
go away from Amish? No, you wouldn't.
Oh, probably not. There's one other name that I've used in the past,
Mm-hmm.
and it was in my days of gaming where I would be extremely salty about my game sessions, and I would when I play video games like first person shooters, I am not the friendly the person that you see on Twitch. I curse like a sailor sometimes when I when I play those games,
I
but
believe it.
no, my name for a certain period of time, believe it or not, was Darth Saltius. And that's what it was on Twitch for a while too.
No way. That's so.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah. So,
Uh,
if you ever see anything with Darth Saltius, that was probably me at some point.
that's so good. Well, I mean, with Ace, I mean Amish Ace. When I heard your name,
Mhm.
I think I was in a stream that rated into you, if I remember, uh, correctly, and you stopped to introduce yourself. You're like, "I'm Amish Ace," and I was like, "That is." I think I was like that. That's actually pretty genius because it's like he's obviously not Amish because we're here on Twitch,
Yeah.
but and I just I remember in all this time that we've never like it's rare for anyone to even really address that. Like I said, I heard the story once, and I think you were actually on another podcast potentially, but that I think that's a great story. I think it's really cool that you don't really plan on changing it. I think if anything, I hope that you get the one with only one underscore.
Yeah.
So who knows? I know that Twitch sometimes frees up names. I don't really. It's kind of a mystery in terms of how they really handle like when names become available. So maybe one day, maybe one
Yeah, I
day,
think I don't know, maybe after I've been on the platform a year and Twitch realized, okay, maybe this guy's not just here for, a month or two or something. Maybe they'll give me more of a benefit of the doubt, and really take a look at those other accounts, see that they're inactive and actually, free up some space. I don't know. They just I don't know who to really go about contacting. And maybe I need to like ask a partner, like if they have like a direct contact to Twitch or
right?
something. Maybe that's the way I can figure out if I ask a partner or something, what's the best way that they've contacted Twitch about like 'cause I know partners get like stream teams and stuff like that, so they have a little more clout with Twitch, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I just got to keep bugging them about it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MW in chat suggests that we could just start a petition. Maybe we can make that happen for you. Uh,
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Then I have to decide which one do I want.
which one do you want?
Yeah.
I totally understand like the thought of like not being necessarily 100% happy with your name. Actually, like this account that I stream on is not my original Twitch account because I really hated my original name. I may not even talk about what it was, but that's that said, underscores suck. I think if you have to like end if you have to like end the name with it,
Yes, especially ending it after this, just it hurts.
it hurts your soul. So
Uh-huh.
I totally get that. So now people know the story of Amish Ace. Uh, have you ever dressed up as one who might be Amish on your stream? Because I feel like that's a thing. Like of all
You
the
know what?
costumes that you have and all the
You know
things
what?
that you wear and do,
I have not, but that gives me a great idea for the subathon.
oh my god! I think I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, because I mean, I was gonna say like I've dressed up as like Abe Lincoln before, and for Halloween, and Fred gives me crap about that anytime I mention it. This was before I had any of my helmets. Okay, before any of my Star Wars helmets that I did this.
So you've dressed up as Abe Lincoln.
Yeah, and that's gonna be
Why?
one of the goals actually for the subathon is
Okay, so
I will
you're
do a
bringing
future
that back.
stream. I will do a future stream as Abe Lincoln. But now you gave me another goal. I will get together a cosplay as the best I can of like an some Amish. I will do my best to find one of those wide brim
Oh man,
rounded Amish hats.
I fully support it. I think you should
And I'll wear
totally do that.
suspenders with like a white button down frilly shirt. Whatever. I don't know. I'll have to look
When
into it.
when I first saw your channel, I was hoping that you were one of like those personality character streamers
Hmm.
and that you were like pretending to be an Amish person trying to stream. And I mean, I love your channel. I
Yeah,
love you as a person and what you do here. But in the first 10 seconds watching your stream, I was like, "Damn, that's not what he's doing." And
I know.
I was hoping for someone who was like you were playing a stream personality of an
I
Amish person trying to stream on Twitch.
I had actually given that some thought when I was putting stuff together for my Twitch channel because you have to put together all this stuff. You got to put together like an avatar. You got to put
Yeah.
together panels and all that stuff. And I was like, what theme do I want to go for here? Do I want to go with the Amish theme or do I want to go with the Star Wars theme? And I was like, you know what? I'm just a huge nerd. I just gotta go with Star
Yeah.
Wars. But there was a time when I was putting together an avatar with like an Amish looking person, but I don't know how I would have stuck with the whole Amish persona
No,
the entire time.
I don't think you could have, but man, I would have loved to have seen it at least once. But
Uh,
there you go. There's another idea. I'm sure chat maybe would be down with that. I don't know. I don't know how your community will react to that. But there's another idea for you to maybe throw in alongside. I mean, you're already doing Abe Lincoln, so how
Yeah.
can you?
I already have the top hat. Why not just get another
You,
another
you,
hat, right?
you got you got
Get another hat, get some suspenders, and I'm good to go.
there. You
Oh boy.
so with that's so good. I was saying, we were talking about your community and how they might react to that, and one of the things I would love to do, especially for the people who've never um heard of Amish Ace or been to Amish Ace's channel. I guess my question to you is, if you were to sum it up, what you and your channel are about, what kind of content you create, like what's your elevator pitch of Amish Ace as a Twitch streamer?
Right. Well, I will say I try to build Lego. I am a Lego streamer. Keyword try to build Lego, I
Uh huh.
guess.
Yeah.
And
Slow
most of the
Builders Club.
times I am successful in building Lego, but I like to have a lot of fun. I have a bunch of fun channel point redemptions. I have a bunch of fun sound alerts that subscribers can use.
Hmm.
And I tell people that too, like check out the channel point redemptions. I'll wear helmets if you really save up your channel points. I wear
Hmm.
helmets. I build Lego while I wear the helmets, and even when I wear the helmets, people can make me wear the helmets for longer by sort of like a mini subathon, with cheers or subs.
Hmm.
And but then I like to give back. Like if people do subscribe, I'll build you your very own Lego lightsaber that doesn't go anywhere. It stays there permanently, and you get to add these little holocrons to it. Um,
Yeah.
if you decide to subscribe to an additional month. But again, I just a Lego streamer that loves Star Wars, loves anything nerdy, Marvel, DC. And I love talking about this stuff with people that like it as well. So it's a Lego stream. It's a just chatting stream, and it's just a positive community where you can come hang out, a safe space, and just have a good time.
Excellent. Um, with that said, I think that chaos is a good word, but which is definitely like with Ace's Twitch channel, you'll find that there are a lot of there's always something going on. I found,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
great. Whether it's a helmet redeem, the metal Mandalorian that you've got going on. I won't say too
Mm,
much about that to not spoil it for newbies. Um, you talked about the sub sabers,
yeah.
and this is really interesting. I've seen stuff similar to this, but for those that aren't familiar with how the saber ceremonies work, how does that happen? Because actually, I remember that was the first thing I saw when I
Mm.
joined your stream. You were in the middle of one of those. So how does that work?
Well, I mean, usually it comes about where someone is subscribed or I'm showing or I have gotten the board out at this point to either add a what I call a holocron next to someone's name. And then they see it and they ask me, "Oh, what's that?" And I explain, okay, this is it's like a saber subboard. You get to build your very own Lego lightsaber. And so and for a while when I first started streaming, I didn't know if I wanted to do this.
Hmm.
Um, uh-oh, did I freeze? Okay, I thought I froze.
Yeah, briefly.
Briefly, okay. Um, because I had to buy so many parts, right? Like, if
Yeah,
you could, I mean, for those of you that know about Bricklink or Lego bricks and pieces, it's quite a few different parts in all this stuff, and I mean, if you've seen my little bins I have quite the selection for people to choose from. But, it's something I wanted to do for people who, are there, who actually, subscribe and are invested in taking the time to go through that with me. I feel that helps, connect with the viewer on another level too, because I know how it is on Twitch. You got multiple tabs open. Sometimes you are
yeah,
paying attention to one streamer over another. And for someone to actually take the time to do that with me, I really appreciate that.
yeah,
Because time you don't ever get time back, right? You can get
definitely.
get money back and stuff, but you never get your time back. So
Mhm.
it's just something I really enjoy doing, and I hope people really enjoy it as well. And I'll continue to do it for as long as I can.
I think that's a really great sentiment in terms of like what you want to do for your subs. Out of curiosity, like roughly, do you know how many of those sabers you've built?
Yeah, so I have let's see. Let's see, that's I need to update this because I stopped marking the boards at 15, 16,
Oh
17,
no.
18 plus 1 because board 0. So 19 boards times 15. What is that? That's oh, I can't do math like that in my head. I got my calculator right here.
Okay.
So that's like 285
Wow.
roughly.
So you have
Yeah.
285 of those built.
Yeah.
What I guess I think that's amazing. I guess my question is long term, like what's
Mhm.
your long term plan when you like what is sustainable, right? Like
I
at
know.
what point?
Well, um the hopefully they never stop making white boards. If they ever stop making white 32 by 32 plates, I will have a problem. Um, so I I usually try to buy like 5 or 6 at a time,
Yeah.
and I never think that I'm gonna have to keep buying more, but I
Yeah.
keep having to buy more.
Yeah.
Um, I have come up with an idea for people that sub for a year to try to um I guess keep keep the holocrons to like a minimum maybe, but we'll see how this goes.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's something I'll keep doing, and if I have to revise the boards slightly, I'll figure something out, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it work. If by chance I like if someone hasn't been around for a year, I may take their name down. I don't want to, but
Right.
there's certain names where sometimes you don't see them anymore. But
Hmm.
um, I don't want to ever take down or undo a Saber sub.
Yeah. I mean that's totally like understandable. I'd probably be in the same boat um as you. It, to call out something Zach M. Rutledge said in chat, he says, I'd just like to add, it'd be easy to abandon that saber ceremony when you grow to the point Ace has. The fact that he has stuck with it for his community is a testament to his character. And I'll have to second that. I think it's pretty amazing for you to continue to do that because you are at the point where I mean 300 almost 300 sabers made.
Mhm.
And I'm sure at this point maybe there's a couple that you haven't made yet potentially.
Oh, there's
Um
probably quite a few I haven't
yeah,
made. I always try to remind people, and I even have a timer
right.
in my chat saying, "Are you a subscriber? Have you made your Lego lightsaber?
Yeah.
Let me know."
Yeah.
Um, Zach loves to add to that list. You know,
Yeah, he does.
he can speak to that.
Right.
It's because of Zach that I've had to do like 5 saber ceremonies literally at one time.
Hmm.
So I think 5 at one time is literally the most I've done in a single go through where I have to keep track of 5 individual of people's choices.
Wow.
uh,
Yeah, and for those that don't know, Zach M. Rutledge, just fantastic Lego community pillar. One of
mhm,
the most generous people I've ever seen on Twitch. Period. So
mhm.
definitely has graced his sub gifting in this channel as well. So and I foresee many more in yours going forward. Uh, just yeah, let's see what we can do to get you. I guess when you start to hit that point where it's just really hard to find a base plate, like let's figure out how to revamp that so you can continue to do it. But
Uh,
that's I think that's an excellent thing. I mean, a lot of people do different things for their communities. I don't have something as awesome, and you've definitely through your saber ceremonies have always made me feel like, man, I should really do something for my subs because this, I'm just giving them emotes like everyone else. So, but yeah, I think that's great. And speaking of subs, you have a subathon coming
yeah.
up, I do believe. So, uh, let's talk a bit about that. What's going on? I guess what what is bringing a subathon to AmishAce's channel and community?
Well, it's gonna be my birthday. It is my birthday this February. So, I thought about it, and I talked to the wife. I was like, "Hey, can I do something?" Because I I don't ever see myself doing this like more than once a year. And I thought a birthday subathon, hey, that might be kind of fun. So turning, I'll just say I'm turning 35. And I don't know if anyone knows my age, but same age as Fred now. So now I feel like I'm getting old.
Happy
That's
birthday.
like that's like halfway to 70. That's all I think about with that number, honestly.
Hmm.
Um and I figure it'd be fun to celebrate with the community, have fun doing it with the extended Lego stream. Because, I mean, with my current situation, I'm limited to nights to late evenings, and so this will be a fun thing to actually see others that might not be able to necessarily pop in during the day.
Hmm.
Hopefully, they can come say hi, come hang out for a little bit. And again, it'd be great for people to just come by, say hi. Don't feel that you have to give subs or give bits. Just come on, say hi, come have a good time. And but yeah, it'll be fun. I have some interesting goals. Like I said, like AZ gave me a really bad idea with his go backwards for a certain goal. So I'll have that. Um, Now apparently I have to figure out where I'm gonna put the Amish cosplay
Yeah,
in there.
you got to do the
um,
cosplay.
if
Are you really going to? Sorry to stop you, but are you
Yeah,
really going to do the go backwards
yeah, it'll be
goal?
there.
Oh
It'll
my
be
god!
there. Um, so I was discussing this when Zach was streaming the other night because what I'm gonna be building, and this is next Thursday, so a week from today, starting at
Hmm.
4 p.m. Pacific, I'll
Hmm.
be starting to build the Moss Isley Cantina. It's not UCS. It's not. I don't know if it's called Master Builder Series, but it's like 3,500 pieces.
Hmm.
It has 555 steps plus 63 for the little speeder bike.
Hmm.
And so my goal, and it's a lofty goal. It's a lofty goal. So I don't necessarily even think that it might be hit. Um, 50K bits. And I will go back. And I was trying to think of a good number here. So I will go because AZ did 150 steps. If that is hit, I will go backwards 150 steps.
Wow.
I will undo I will undo 150 steps. So if I have completed the speeder bike and part of the cantina, and if that adds up to 150, I will take it all apart.
I think you're going to hit that goal. I mean, look, that's no joke, right? Like that amount of bits, it's a lot. But
Yeah, it's a lot.
I think anytime you put a goal like that in front of any community,
I don't know. It's
I
a huge goal.
dude,
It's a
I can think of like a couple people in the community that could get you pretty close on their own. So
oh,
I mean, I know why you're doing it, and I 100% respect that. I think you should continue to like make that a thing. But
mhm.
I'm gonna tell you now,
It's not going to be a multiple event thing. It's like it'll be this one time, and I'm sure I'm going to hate it if it actually happens, and I will learn from my mistake.
Zach M. Rutledge is asking in chat the number of
No,
bits.
I said 50.
Yeah,
50.
I was gonna say he's lowballing you there.
No.
50,000 bits.
Yeah.
So, what day is this going down on your channel?
Next Thursday, starting at 4 p.m. I am doing a giveaway too. I'm going to do a giveaway for that. I'll show you right here. It's not actually this one, but I have the pieces, and you can get the instructions for free. It's I have all the pieces, and if you are in the United States or Canada, um, if you're basically, I will have Streamlabs set up to as like a separate loyalty thing, and
Hmm.
all you have to do is be there to watch. It'll be a certain number of entries you can gain, sort of like Zach's PS5 in a way. Uh,
Hmm.
you don't have to sub. All you have to do is basically follow, and you'll earn this currency. And then at the end of the stream, I will draw a winner. And if the winner is in the United States or Canada, I will mail it to you. If you're not in the United States or Canada, I will basically PayPal you the cost what it cost me to buy all the Lego pieces. So you can win regardless of where you are. But I'm sorry, I'm not going to ship to Australia or, you know, Europe, like Lego pieces. It would cost way too much.
So you'll be doing this on the 17th, and
Mhm.
what time?
4 p.m.
4
Pacific
p.m.
starting.
Pacific, and then you will go for as long as the subathon will
Yeah.
continue based on subs. I'm calling it now. You are
Mhm.
going to.
You think it's gonna go 25?
I think I'm calling it now. You're probably gonna hit 25 hours, and you're probably gonna have to take apart your build. Um, I don't know
Oh,
where some of your other goals lie, but I think at some point you might be wearing an Amish costume as well. So I'm just gonna call it now. We're gonna like clip this
well,
moment, and then we'll replay it when we come back and talk about it another day.
here's the thing. The
Right.
sooner that you hit that maximum goal, the sooner I have to wear.
I'm excited. Oh, the lime green
Gross.
leggings.
So
The leggings.
if you hit the max, I will don these, and then there'll be bonus. Every every additional 20 subs or 5,000 bits after I have these on, I will do one of those dances back there that you've seen
Yeah.
in Jang's clips and
Yeah.
in my VODs. So
Yeah. And what Ace is referring to is to tell this story, you have to tell another story. But the
yes.
short version is the TikTok leggings, which are a kind of leggings that have been famous by said platform on TikTok, has somehow made its way into the Lego building community here on Twitch, with a number of other streamers having to wear those leggings. Just to skip over some of that, because Ace had them on
Mhm.
and he was dancing. I have the clip. I'm not gonna run it. I have the clip, but uh, I thought about it. I was like, let's open with the clip. I was like, I
Oh
can't
no.
do that. I was like, you. This is a daily thing that you live with. We're seeing it in my chat right now
Oh
because it's
my
an
god.
emote,
Yes.
and
The emote.
the emote. So yeah, so that's a goal for his subathon. The return of the leggings. Uh, you're gonna wear those too. I'm calling it. I'm calling it all. Like, I think that whatever
Oh,
goals that are set, you're probably gonna crush it. And I will probably be there for a large chunk of it to help ensure that it happens. So uh,
I'm
I'm
a little
calling
scared.
it.
I'm a little scared.
Hey, hey, this is the decision that you made.
Zach, no Santa hat, but I do have the pirate hat, the the Johnny Depp Jack Sparrow pirate hat. I have that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So how many? I guess my question is, how many costume changes do you have ready to go?
Well, okay, so for like the Abe Lincoln one, that'll be an entire future stream. And I
Uh
think
huh.
the Amish thing will also be an entire future stream. Um I
Mm-hmm.
will also have like if every what would I have written down here? I have basically every 10 subs, I will do a Bean Boozled. I bought a ton of Bean Boozled for this. It's a regular Bean Boozled, not a spicy Bean Boozled.
Mm.
Every 20 subs, and I'll have to like make a sub counter or something like this. I will paint a nail, and chat will get to decide what color they want to paint my nails from my daughter's nail polish collection. Um, um, and then I have other things like if we hit certain goals, I'll do. Have you heard of that thing called Dixper, where you can like play games and it's like an overlay?
Yeah.
Um, One of them, if we hit a certain goal, I'll do one of those streams with the game Alien Isolation. Um, so
So do you have this all laid out somewhere? Are you working
um,
on that?
I'm
You need a
working on
nice
that.
you need a nice graphic
Yeah, yeah.
that has
I
all
don't. I
of
might hit
these.
up. I might once I have this nailed down. I might ask like Qui Gon Jen. She's really good at making graphics, and
Yeah.
maybe Ruthless Night Sister, if they
Yeah.
could make me a graphic or something. Um, but then the highest one, I haven't really settled on a goal for this.
Mm.
Is my wife? Oh my God, will do makeup for me. and it will be full on eyeshadow, eyeliner,
Mm.
makeup for a stream. For a stream, that's going to be one of the maximum goals um, of the subathon. So
That's amazing.
yeah,
I I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. For those of you that are just getting here, we're talking about AmishAce's subathon that's occurring next week on the 17th of February at 4 p.m. Pacific, twitch.tv/AmishAce, Amish underscore Ace underscore.
underscore, you
So
know,
I want to get that right.
yeah, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what is in store, not just for the subathon, but going forward. Uh, I guess my question to you is, after this subathon, like what's in the future? What's in the future for Amish Ace in his community? What do you want to do next?
Well, I keep trying to add more stuff. I love adding the more like sounds for people to use. I love it because my community can be my soundboard. I don't know if you ever listened to like Howard Stern,
Hmm.
um, how he has his like literally his own sound guy. Like all he does is his do his thing, and he has a sound guy play sounds. And so
Hmm.
that's not like what I try to go for.
Hmm.
If people can take a look, people can play around with the sounds, and if they know what sounds they like, or they know a sound to play in a particular situation, or a graphic, I'm working on adding graphics that subscribers can also use during stream.
Hmm.
Um, but I just like adding like that, adding stuff like that. And the most recent one I added, Lone Mountain Knife Co. went a little nuts the other night with the AZ cowboy thing. I spent,
Dude, I'm seeing that everywhere.
I
I'm
know,
seeing it in every channel that has it. It's
I
just getting spammed.
so for I it started with a local brick shop. I think when he had it's like a 222 cheer,
Hmm.
and he had the little Lego cowboy thing that would pop up every so often. And then AZ
Hmm.
did something, and then he didn't have audio on it, and someone clipped it, and it looks creepy without audio. It really does.
It does.
um, so then Zach took it, and then there was a recent episode of Book of Boba Fett, and I was thinking about that, and then this particular scene, I was like, "Oh my god, this would be amazing if I could get these 2 things to go together," because like a Western showdown thing. AZ's in a cowboy hat, he's screaming, it looks like he's, like, yelling, and so I took the 2 and I spent, like, I don't know, like, 4 or 5 hours, and I'm not good at video editing, like, piecing this together to try to, like, line up, and then, and then it got played so many times last night. I was blown away how much people enjoyed that. But I'm glad people enjoyed it, and it's really fun. I'm glad AZ is such a good sport about it.
Yeah.
And like in my Twitch panels, I make sure to try to feature those streamers too. So if you look at my Twitch panels, anything that features a other streamer, it's a hyperlink to their channel. So hopefully someone could click and go follow, go hang out.
Mm.
And I think also what I'm gonna do is anytime someone cheers, like does the cheer with the number, I can set up an automatic message in my chat with the automatic shout out to that streamer as well.
Mm.
So it's really fun. I've been getting to use StreamerBot, so I'm learning more stuff to do with StreamerBot, and so that's kind of like where I'm going with this is just learn more about what I can do with StreamerBot.
Mm. Yeah.
Improve my setup. I have to like actually still push my camera back, and I want to play around with different camera angles, maybe even add a camera in the future, just trying to give folks that the best possible picture of the Lego and the most fun experience while hanging out in my channel.
That's good. That's great. Um, Someone in chat it was Brother Jeff Photo saying you're making it difficult for us just starting out and streaming to stream because
Oh,
we're talking about all the things going on with
yeah,
your
yeah.
subathon. My one of my questions, and I hear this often in the space, but I always love asking this to people I haven't discussed it with. What kind of, I guess, what kind of advice would you give someone who's just starting out in streaming?
Mhm.
As someone who's been at it for a while now.
Yeah, I mean, I still consider myself just a noob at it, honestly, because I haven't been at this a year, and to be already at, we just hit 1,300 followers. I say we because it's a community, you know. Without my community's help, I would have never gotten that. Without other people, talking about my channel or being in another channel, say, hey, you should go raid this guy, or
Right.
how that stuff works. But just hit 1,300, and to have hit that in 9 months is crazy to me. But what I think what helped me out early on was I was invited to be part of the Garrison stream team through Director Chronic, who was a partner on Twitch. And he's a heavy Star Wars. He became partner by playing basically Battlefront 2,
Mm.
still Star Wars game, and he has an advice kind of advice video of like turn your view count off, focus on what's happening right now. Don't look at your view count because that'll affect what's going on in here.
Right.
Um, Other things that I keep telling myself is focus on what you have control over. Don't focus on what you don't have control over. Don't look at
Right.
other people's numbers. You don't have control over that. Focus on what you can do
Yeah.
to make your stream better, and then do that. And then also the other thing is go out and you have to go out and meet people and make friends. Don't just, what's it called, network. Don't network, make friends. And this is all advice that Director Chronic had in the video too.
Hmm.
um like, I consider you a friend, I consider Fred a friend, I consider Zach a friend, AZ, all these guys. Like, I I look forward to the day when we can all meet up and have a beer, or just sit down, have a conversation. It's just, I don't know. That's some of the advice that I would give. And I know it's tough starting out. And then,
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say this. I mean, I guess some people have it and some people don't. It's just the way it is, I think, sometimes. And I know that's tough to hear. Um,
Yeah.
like I sometimes don't know if I necessarily have it, but that's just the way it is. You know,
Yeah.
you look at the metrics, right, and how many people are affiliate is still is it's like that weird that metric where it's like there's so many people that still aren't even affiliate yet,
Hmm.
um, because it's just so heavily skewed that way. But that's just the way Twitch is, and it's tough.
It.
It's tough.
Yeah. I mean, I think you make some really good points, and it's definitely tough. Before I forget to say it or skim over that, I think you have it. I think you're doing. I think you're doing. I
Well,
think you're doing
thank you.
great. I'm not. I mean, not just as your friend, but as a um as objective as I can be, I guess. Looking like I know that's hard because I am. I'm deeply embedded within this community at this point, knowing you and all the other folks in the brick building Lego community. But definitely, like whenever you're live, destination of mine, I make sure I'm in there for a while to say hi and visit with everyone there as well as you. Um, because you're talking about like where you're at in terms of like the stream and like
Hmm.
how many people aren't even affiliates or how many affiliates there are. I normally don't do this, but because I am 100% confident in you and your ability to stream, I pulled you up on twitchtracker.com.
Hmm.
I don't know if you pay attention to this,
Not
and
really, no.
the data is a little, I mean, they don't track everything, so a lot of it is not, I would say, 100% accurate, but even by a little bit, you're in the top 0.56% of Twitch,
What?
which is, yeah.
That's weird.
So
That's weird.
no, and the thing that I want to underscore here
Oh,
is
underscore.
that uh, it's really, to me, the dedication that you have to your content and your community, the fact that you show up, you know, every week, multiple times a week, and that you're doing your thing and you're continuing to build on top of uh those basics that you have, because
Hmm.
I mean, admittedly, you said you haven't been at it for long, but the thing about it is for your tenure that you've had, you've been at it a while actually, and I
Yeah.
know it may not feel like it, but you're in the top 0.56% of Twitch, and that means that's a lot actually.
Wow.
That's so fear not. This is why I say I think you're going to be wearing leggings. I think you're going to be, I think you're going to be taking
Oh.
apart your build,
Oh God.
and all those other things on your subathon, which is in a week
Uh,
on the 17th. But yeah, so if there's anything I can impart to you as peer, fellow streamer, and friend, keep doing what you're doing, man. I think you're doing a wonderful job. And I know that I come off as someone who is ultra positive and always has good things to say, and I know that, but I don't say those things just to say them, and I don't say those things to people unless I am just sure and truly believe it. So
well,
so that said, keep it up, man. Like
thank you.
it's been a pleasure watching you grow. I don't know how long it's been, honestly, since I started following you. It's been, if I were to take a stab at it, what I want to say 6 7 months since I
Yeah.
started following you. Was almost right at the beginning from when I joined the brick building community here on Twitch. So
Yeah.
beginning for me. But man, you're killing it. Keep it up. I guess we're at about time. But is there anything you want to say? Anything you want to share? Is there anything you want to discuss as we start to close out here?
I was gonna say, like, going back to like advice I would give. I'm
Mm,
always, I make my DMs and Discord or whispers. I don't have whispers blocked. You know, I don't have DMs blocked on Discord. So if you ever have a question, if you're looking to get, like, if you want to start out streaming, or if you are streaming or and you're fairly new at it and you have a question, let me know. Let me know. I'm here to help. Az here's here to help. Zach is here to help. We're willing to help you out and get you. If you want to take that step further and improve your stream and make your stream better, we're here to help. We're not closed door. Like other streamers might be. So
yeah,
yeah, let us know.
that's
I'm trying to think of
fantastic.
anything else that I had that I want to say, but no, that's this has been fun. I enjoy
Oh
this.
yeah,
I enjoy looking
yeah,
forward to your next guest too, to see who do
yeah.
you have lined up. I should ask you some questions. Who
Well,
who do
I'm
you
glad
have
you
lined up?
asked. My final question before I get to that is, who would you like to see next on this?
Hmm. Okay. I think, given are you sticking with the Lego community, right? The
Yeah,
Lego
for
Twitch
now,
community. Yeah.
until I exhaust
Um,
that, but I'm sure I'll
I
be
would
doing it for a long
say
time.
probably either Zach or Fred or Az
Mm,
is what I would say.
mm-hmm.
um, because all we've all been kind of like intertwined since, like, I've been following, and I'm almost at a year subbed to Fred, and I think Az was one of the first people to raid into me, and then from that, got to meet Zach and all that stuff too. So, um, or if not them, I mean, you could go with one of the OG um, streamers like April or Dan too. They'd be great as well, because they could really give you an insight of how things, or Sapiens even too, because they've been at this far longer than Fred, Zach, or Az myself. So it'd be interesting maybe get their points of view
Yeah,
on what it's like seeing this explosion, almost explosion of Lego streamers. So I think that would be a good perspective on things as well. So maybe, yeah, maybe that would be the way to go. Since you went with me, which is sort of like a newer Lego streamer, maybe you go with see Sapiens Dan or April.
all
Like
good
that.
suggestions. All good
Yeah.
suggestions. We'll be back doing this on Wednesday next week with Panfred Nudo, actually.
Nah.
So, so it'll actually be the night before your big stream.
Oh, nice.
But on the 16th, 9 p.m. we'll be doing this again. So if you enjoyed this content, for those of you that are watching or have caught the VOD or caught the podcast, we will be doing this live on this channel, twitch.tv/more at 9 p.m. Pacific, the 16th. Do I have the date right? The 16th? But
Yeah, you got it right.
that said, once again, Amish Ace, thank you for being here.
Of course.
Twitch.tv/Amish_Ace underscore, just for absolute clarity. He'll be live on the 17th at 4 p.m. Pacific to do his up to 25-hour subathon. That's up to you, though. For those of you that are in attendance, I'll be there for most of it, I'm sure. So go there, support Ace if you enjoyed this discussion and conversation with him. He's live Monday, Wednesday, 8 p.m., Saturday, 8:30 p.m. as well on his regular schedule. Is there anything else you want to like? Is there anything you want to plug, Ace? Where can we find you?
Well, you already plugged the Twitch. I mean, you can follow me on Instagram. Feel free to join my Discord. Basically, just come into my channel, type in exclamation mark socials, and they'll give you everything that you want to do. This Sunday, I think I'm going to do a special sorting stream because I still have to sort all these dots. I don't even know where they are anymore. Um, all these things.
Oh my God,
Um,
that's
I
a
know
whole
we
thing.
started doing that on like a Friday, and I just I don't know. I gotta get it done. I gotta get it done so I can finish my Saber sub board, make it look nice. Um, so it'll be a special Sunday edition sorting Sunday is what that'll be this Sunday, probably around like 8:30, 9 p.m. Pacific. So if you're around, you're looking for somewhere to hang out and chill and chat and look at the mess that is all the sorting that I gotta do. Come hang out then. And we can talk about the subathon some more. Talk about whatever you like, really.
Mm. Have a good night. Thank you for the support. Thanks for being here. If you're listening or watching to the podcast or VOD, thanks for checking it out. We will see you soon and have a good night.
Good night, everyone.